Okay, this video is definitely about swine. You see it before you. Let's deal with what Yahuwah says. Leviticus 11, verse 7 through 8. And I only want to deal with what Yahuwah says, what the Father says, because ultimately you know that um, in the book of remembrance, some kind of the Old Testament, you hear the Father speaking. You hear thus said Yahuwah, but in the New Testament you do not. So I will not definitely even go that route using the NT. I'll only use the words of Yahuwah for man-made uh, laws and man-made illustrations can be beguiling. All right, Leviticus 11, 7 through 8. The pig, because the parts, its parts the hoof and its cloven footed, but does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. Now he's talking to the Hebrews. He's talking to Yashar'al, talking to those of us who are here in these Americas called African American or Negro. Okay, you shall not eat any of their flesh. Flesh, that's meat. You shall not touch their carcass. That means something that's dead. They are unclean to you. He emphasizes that again. Okay. It goes on to say here in Isaiah, those who sanctify and purify themselves to go into the gardens, falling one in the midst, eating pig's flesh, and the abomination and mice shall come to an end together, declares Yahuwah. So, those who sanctify and purify themselves to go into the gardens, following one in the midst, eating pig's flesh, and the abomination and mouse shall come and end together, declares Yahuwah. Yeah, not good. Proverbs 11 and 22 says, like a gold ring in a pig's snout, a beautiful woman without discretion. So, like a gold ring in a pig's snout, I'm sorry, is a beautiful woman without discretion. So, we definitely, those of us who are raised on the farm know that pigs can have rings in their noses. Uh, but pork, just like a beautiful woman, uh, there's no discretion there. Let me show you an illustration of that beauty, the beauty, but there's no discretion. Okay, it'll kill you just as quick. So here you have a beautiful woman. Look at that, without discretion. It even speaks in regards to right here. It says, I also believe that a woman can be strong and independent while also deriving joy from watching a huge grin sweep across her husband's face when he bites into something he finds delicious. She goes on to say here, um, I am woman, hear me roar. My husband taste buds I cannot ignore. And if I make the pork chops, he will melt, or something like that. Then she talks about my LRD. Can I ever write the worst recipe hit notes? I could be fired. But the whole point is, there you have it. A lady exclaiming the beauty of serving these things to her husband. Um, Yet the word tells us right here that Proverbs, that's definitely not what I wanted there, but that's okay. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. Yeah. Hope you understand what I'm putting down there. Doesn't matter how beautiful it looks, that doesn't mean that it's good for you. Isaiah 65, 2 through 4 says, I spread out my hands all the day for rebellious people. I need to really make this one bigger. Because this definitely is Hebrews, us. I spread out my hands all the day to a rebellious people who walk in a way that is not good. who walk in a way that is not good, following their own devices, are people who provoke me to my face continually. This is the thing that Yahuwah is definitely helping me to understand, that for so long we provoke him in his face. He'll say, this is what who I am, this is what you can and cannot do. And we look him straight in the face and say, no, man has said this is who you are. Man has said this is what we can eat. Man said this is good for us. Traditional man, we've been handed something that sounds way more wonderful than what you've been saying, Yahuwah. And so we're going to go along with that, and we're going to ignore what you got to say. Leviticus 11:7, and the pig, because it parts the hoof and its cloven fitted, but does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. We have definitely read that many times before. Leviticus 11 says, and Yahuwah spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, speak to the people of OfYaShar'al, saying, these are the living things you may eat among all the animals that are on the earth. Whatever parts of the hoof is cloven footed and chew the cud among the animals, you may eat. Nevertheless, among those that chew the cud, says here, or part the hoof, you shall not eat these, the camel, because it chews the cud but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you. And definitely, we already know about the pig. But you know, I saw a video the other day about people eating camel, and I was like, man, I might need to do one on that one, because people act like you're making this mess up. It is what it is. I mean, the truth is the truth. Things that look delicious, things that smell delicious, that doesn't make them delicious for you. You have here Deuteronomy 14. So I'm going to scroll down so you can see the rest for yourself. And I'm going to spend a lot of time on this video. For those who are in OfYaShar'al, and your Shem seed, you definitely should accept the fact that pork is bad for us. Okay? Let's look at what's bad for us. There you go. I know it looks good, just like that woman. But what does Yahuwah say? Let's go up to what he says, not into what the NT says, because that's not where Yahuwah speaks. He doesn't speak in the NT. Man does. Okay. Here we have it. Let me enlarge this a little bit if I can. Alright, pull it up for you right quick. Alright. You may have to high definition it for yourself if need be. Alright, so let's read what, let me go up to the front right quick and let y'all see. High blood pressure, hypertension, symptoms. Sometimes there are no symptoms, but if they occur, they may include headaches, difficulty in breathing, headaches, low energy, indisposition, blurred vision, weight gain, rapid pulse, or a feeling of dizziness. Most men suffer from impotency and are quick ejaculation due to hypertension. Hypertension is called the silent killer because it often reveals few symptoms. And it goes on to explain what high blood pressure is. Read it. Good article. But I want to read this portion here because I think that we here, those of us who are Southerners, will definitely get it. Why are African Americans more likely to have hypertension than white Americans? This person says, I have noticed that statistics before, blah, blah, blah. As a black woman, or Hebrew, I was raised on typical African American diet: pork chops, ham, barbecue ribs, fried chicken, hot wings, smothered and hot sauce, collard greens with fat back. You know what fat back is? Pork. Mashed potatoes with homemade gravy, pork grease, or the grease from the cooked meat of that day, onions, white flour, she goes on to explain. And then she says, of course, we would wash it down with red Kool-Aid, which was practically filled with 2 pounds of sugar. Oh, and let me not forget dessert. And then she goes on to talk about all that. But the point is, this is why we're sick. Right here. This is what we need to get OfYaShar'al, Yahuwah's people. Yahuwah clearly, thank you for the time, clearly exclaims to us how we are. Isaiah 65, 2-4. Yeah. There you have it.